I'm Hamaton Tumaini Kazungu. Since we are coming from a very humble background, my parents didn't have money to take me to a high school, so I was just there stranded, and I thank God because the Northern Magic came in, and I applied for that sponsorship, and I very much thankful because I get one, and I joined Form 1 in Majaon Secondary School the year 2009. In the year 2012, I graduated from high school and I scored a B plan, sponsored by the government for university education. So in the year 2013, I joined Machakos University College for the 4 years, and I finished my university course at 2018, and with a Bachelor of Education, combination mass business, second class honor, and Ngombeni Girls as a BOM teacher up to date, and today as a mass business teacher in Ngombeni Girls Secondary School. So actually I've been in our family, we are a family of 5. We are 5 siblings, and I was the only one who managed to go to university. So I'm so grateful to this program. I hope others also. I was not the only one. We are a good number at Majaoni. So, because where they are now, others are engineers, others are pilots, others are teachers like me, for those who are sponsored by that time. So we are very, very, very grateful.
My name is Alphonse Kazungu Jeffa. The time I was born and by the time I was raised up to class 4, that is the time life wasn't that good to our family. So from class 1, from standard 1 to standard 8, I never had a school uniform. When it comes to having a meal, we could go like 3 days without having a meal. So you go buy some pieces of dried cassava, you add a lot of pepper and salt so that you can be thirsty, you take a lot of water and you survive. My dad and my mom separated. So I had to leave, I had to drop out of school for a whole year to go and babysit my sister, so that I could give time for my mom to go to the quarries to go and work. You've been accorded the chance back to school. You are in school, but with no meals. There's no kerosene to study. You have no clothes to wear. I've been called to join River Boys. That is one of the best schools. And my dad told me, my son, I really wish to take you to this school of your choice, but I have no money. And I told my dad, I'm ready to go and do a casual labor. At least I buy my own school uniforms and exercise books plus textbooks. You just look for the school fees so that I may be admitted. I believe once I'm admitted, I'll get bursaries and I'll make it. A day came now. I told my mom, Mommy, please, I need like 50 bob that could transport me from here to Majaoni so that I go and see how the progress is. I went to Majaoni. I was in class. So while in class, I saw the principal, Mrs. Kahin, coming. I really panicked
to send us home
because I knew this time round I'll be punished and I'll have to go home. We went to the office. We went to our office. I asked the other guys before reaching the office. I asked the other guys, could you please tell me what's not happening? So the guys telling me, don't worry. You applied for Northern Magic? I said, yes. You have the scholarship. In the evening, I came home. I told Mom, everything is now okay. God has been good. I've been granted the scholarship. She was like mad, a mad woman. She screamed. She screamed more than what I had expected. Of her. I have a friend of mine who has a cyber cafe somewhere there. So he told me, my friend, just come. I'll teach you some little skills. For at least you can, so that you can afford a meal a day, and you can afford to pay your school fees. You can afford to pay your rent, so that you survive, hoping that one of the good days, some good things will happen. So I went there. I was trained, and the good thing is that I was equipped with the skills. So the boy now could leave me in the cafe. He goes, I do the work perfectly. And then one day I saw an opening at Cambry Wellcome Trust. There's a research institution here.
Town.
Yeah. So they advertised for a data clerk. I applied. I got the job with no certificate. So I was employed by Kemri Wellcome Trust as a data clerk on contract basis.
Okay, my name is Francis Maendeleo Kazungu, in a family of so many children. My father had 4 wives. Yes, in Africa, children are they resources. The saying we say in our language that children are like djembes, like instruments for work. So the main children you have the big shamba you plant, and you expect the harvest to be huge. Because I joined high school, and I was almost every week or every month out to be sent home for fees. It used to be a torture, a torment. It was difficult. You can't concentrate in class, because if you see the principal, she's coming to send you home. So you are praying that the principal don't come. But she used to come at least once every month. She used to send me home. I used to refuse to go. I refused to go. She would come and shout my name, Maendeleo, go home. And I started crying. I remember my first exam I did, maths exam, I got 100%, Form 1, Term 1. So she used to come and send me home, but I used to just go to the village and come back after 20 minutes. Form 2, second term, I remember it was May. My father was killed that month. The principal had given order that those she has read their names to go home. They're not supposed to be given food for lunch, and that was the food I used to use for survival. It was my lunch, my supper, my breakfast, my everything. And that Monday, I was telling the principal, my father promised me to come today. I didn't know that Sunday he was killed. Northern Magic came that term, and they said, Francis, we saw your application and you're qualified to receive a scholarship, and all your fees will be paid. And then I relaxed after that scholarship, and then my life was transformed, because there was no stress for fees, no more crying. Of course I cried for my father, but someone encouraged me and said, they have killed him, but you have a life to live. The Magic has come, they're paying your fees, cry no more and work hard. I worked so hard. Took a few months before I was position 1, and I did KCSE and I was position 1 the whole district. So Northern Magic came to unleash that genius in me, and I thank God. Proved in the university, I did control engineering, so I have a first class honors degree. And I usually say, if Northern Magic would have come that second term of Form 2, this guy could have dropped out of school. Maybe I could have hanged myself for lack of hope. I'm doing well. I'm employed by Equity Bank, Kilifi. I'm currently the marketing manager.
So my name's Abukole Fundi Mwalimu. At times I was forced to not go to school, to go and look for some labor to get something to carry home.
How old were you then?
That's when I was 10 years, 8 years. I would go with my mom to look for the casual laborers. So I joined Form 1 back in 2002, Majauni Secondary School. We were three of us then who benefited from the Northern Magic Fund, and I was top on the list. I was forced to join KMTC, Kenya Medical Training College, and I pursued a diploma in clinical medicine and surgery and completed the year 2009.
What does that mean? Explain a little bit what you do.
Okay, so a clinical officer, this is a medical practitioner. He'll clerk a patient, he'll make a diagnosis, he'll give a treatment to a patient. So most of the facility, the hospitals, the health centers, the dispensaries, they are run by clinical officer. The outpatient services is provided by a clinical officer. So after that, then I went for my internship at Kilifi County Hospital. That's where I did my internship the year 2010. Then from 2011 I started working. Last year December I was moved to Ganze Health Center, where I'm currently the facility in charge of Ganze Health Center.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're in charge of the whole center?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Thank you. From my family, currently I'm sponsoring two gentlemen, two boys. They are my nephews. Yeah, they're from my first cousin who passed some time back. So they are in Form 2 now. So I'm sponsoring them.
Who do you think you would be if you wouldn't have been sponsored?
If I would have been sponsored, most likely I could have dropped out of school, from high school. Then sure, I can't tell where I could have been right away. Because those who dropped out of school, then they are living a miserable life.
I'm Margaret Malamia. Our home is in Zikunze, far away from the town. So I had to go to Ribe Girls, and I thank God because I got the scholarship, and that was the time which I continued with my education in Ribe Girls. I'm currently in KU doing Bachelor's of Education. My aim and my wish is that I become a lecturer. That is, after I get my first degree, I'll join for Masters the second year. I just deal with the special needs students, that is the blind people. I just want to work with them. I really thank the Northern Magic Fund for their support. And my aim is that one day, one time, I come and help the other people in my village, so that our village can become one of the best villages at Zikunze.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't be where I am without them, so I really thank them, and I pray that God will grant them life so that they continue helping, because it's not easy. The life that we are living, actually, it's not okay. It's not pleasing at all. Sometimes I might go angry without food, but thank God for appreciate. I just appreciate them for their support. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.